Yeah, because it's 159 right now. Because I asked him, I think he's the city manager for a 2-minute warning. He said he'll start exactly at 2, but I don't think he's going to be able to start exactly at 2.
Hello, thanks for joining us on CBS 19 Plus. I'm Nayeli Carrillo.
No.
Currently, we're at the Jacksonville City Hall where they're about to give an update on the manhunt for a man who is accused of shooting an officer and their canine. That suspect, his name is Bobby Michael Dennis. As you can see behind me, this is his picture. Governor Greg Abbott has announced that a $10,000 reward will be given out to anybody who comes forward with information that will lead to his whereabouts. Right now, he is currently on the 10 most wanted fugitives list in Texas. We're waiting right now to hear word. We're waiting on a press conference here at the Jacksonville City Hall. We know that the shooting happened on Churchill Street in Jacksonville. That's in the north of Jacksonville.
It was the beginning of the season.
At this time, we still don't know the identity of the officer, but we do know that they are in a stable condition, as well as the canine. Last word, we were told that the canine was taken to a Tyler Area Veterinary Hospital. Jacksonville ISD Jacksonville ISD did close classes today, as well as yesterday, due to the manhunt.
Yes, everybody's here. Yeah, so moving back towards the office. But they've been doing this way. No, not yet. Okay. No. Here they come.
Good afternoon. I'm Stephen Markowski. I'm the Chief of Police at the Jacksonville Police Department. On Sunday, November 2nd, 2025, at approximately 4:40 p.m., a Jacksonville Police Department officer was patrolling the area of the 1100 block of Churchill Street. While on patrol, the officer observed Bobby Michael Dennis outside of his residence at 1102 Churchill. Bobby Dennis is a wanted fugitive with 2 active felony warrants for obstruction and retaliation through Cherokee County. Local agencies have been attempting to locate and arrest him since early October. The officer pulled into a position just south of the residence and began walking around the property east of Dennis's home after observing him move behind his residence. The officer called out by saying, "Hey, Mr. Dennis, come here." At that moment, the officer observed Bobby Dennis holding an AR-15 rifle. As the officer attempted to retreat and seek cover, Dennis opened fire, discharging multiple rounds towards the officer. The officer ran to take cover behind her patrol unit as Dennis continued firing. Several rounds pierced the vehicle where her partner, K9 Renzo, was secured inside. Realizing that her patrol unit offered little to no protection, she attempted to run toward a nearby residence for additional cover. While doing so, a round struck her right arm, causing her to fall to the ground. Despite being injured, the officer got back up and continued to run for cover as Dennis continued firing at her. The officer reached a wooded area nearby and fell again while attempted to call for help over the radio. Even then, Dennis continued to fire his rifle at her, and another round struck the officer in the leg as she laid on the ground. Despite being hit twice, she got back up and continued to run deeper into the wood line for safety. When backup units arrived in the area, the suspect fled west along Churchill Street. Responding officers quickly located the wounded officer and began providing emergency medical aid. The officer had already attempted to apply a tourniquet to her arm. Additional officers applied 2 more for a total of 3 tourniquets. Jacksonville Fire Department arrived to continue care. The officer was then airlifted to Tyler Hospital where she underwent emergency surgery. She is stable and is recovering. Her K-9 partner Renzo was also shot during the incident and was transported by a Jacksonville Police Department officer to an emergency veterinarian clinic in Tyler, Texas, where he is still being treated. It is important to note that at no point during this incident did the officer fire or even draw her weapon. Her right arm was incapacitated from a gunshot wound almost immediately. She was in full retreat while under heavy fire. The K-9 was also never deployed from the vehicle. Let me be perfectly clear. This is not a misunderstanding. This is a targeted, intentional attack on a uniformed police officer for doing her job. Bobby Michael Dennis is a violent criminal who chooses to fire an assault rifle at an officer who simply called him out by name. His actions are nothing short of evil, and his willingness to endanger an officer, a K-9, and the surrounding neighborhood shows complete disregard for human life. The facts are clear and undisputed. The officer acted professionally, lawfully, and courageously. She did nothing wrong. Our community should be outraged by what happened, and I thank God that my friend and co-worker is alive today. Her bravery and will to survive under gunfire represent the very best of what it means to wear this badge. The Jacksonville Police Department is working closely with the Office of Sheriff Brent Dixon, the Texas Rangers, multiple law enforcement agencies to locate and apprehend Bobby Michael Dennis. Every law enforcement agency in this area, including our federal partners, are working around the clock to locate Bobby Dennis. I am hopeful that with the cooperation or tips from our community, or by Bobby Dennis choosing to surrender this situation, we'll come to a safe resolution for our officers, our citizens, and even the suspect himself. And finally, I want to thank the responding officers, Jacksonville Fire EMS, and the medical staff who acted quickly to save her life. Thank you.
Hey, my name is Corporal Amanda Bragg with the Jacksonville Police Department. I represent the Community Engagement and Public Information Officer of the department. I've been getting a lot of questions and calls about the video. The video is deeply graphic. It's gut-wrenching, to say the least. It shows an officer fighting for life. It's not something that we should turn into social media content. Out of respect for her, her family, as she recovers, that the footage will not be released publicly while this investigation is going on. Likewise, we're not releasing her name at this time. She deserves the privacy as she heals, and allow her not to have to relive the trauma that she's been exposed to. The decision is final and will be made with her well-being at the forefront. I want to thank you, each and every one of you, for coming out here today and taking the time to hear further information on this investigation. But we also appreciate the time and understanding as we step back, get back to work, and continue in our investigation. We're not going to be taking any more questions right now. I will give you more information, just like I have been, as the updates come in, and as more information comes in, you'll be provided with the updates. Thank you.
You're not going to take any questions. There's a statewide manhunt coming on. Can you tell us what that's like? Do you have any idea where he might be?
There's nothing else to answer, sir. We're going to get back to work so we can find something to tell you. Thank you.
Okay. I appreciate you.
We just heard from the Jacksonville Police Department on the active manhunt for Bobby Michael Dennis, who is accused of shooting a Jacksonville police officer on Sunday night. They shared some information on what happened that night, and of course, we will have more on our website, cbs19.tv. This is Nayeli Carrillo reporting in Jacksonville.